All right, so you've played quarter note beats, you've played advanced quarter note beats, and you might have noticed in the advanced quarter note beats, like, hey, this stuff is starting to sound like some really cool common rock beats. That's because we were kind of cheating. When we do multi-measure quarter note rock beats, most of the time we're actually doing eighth note beats. So if we play something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's like probably the most common rock beat that there is. Very, very few songs are actually counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of them are counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Even if you're playing this beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because usually your kick is going to go on 1 and the snare is going to go on beat 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we were kind of cheating in the way that we were counting. Not entirely. Some songs are really like that. But in most cases, we're going to use something called eighth notes. And so eighth notes are just where we take a beat, 1 or 2 or beat 3 or beat 4, and we split it into 2 parts. So instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 4, we would play 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we've got 2 parts in each of those. Saying 1, 2, 3, 4 is kind of confusing. So we actually put another word in there. We're going to say and in between each of these. So we're going to say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But it's important to remember that 1 and together is still just 1 beat. So there's still just 4 beats in the measure. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're just breaking up each of the beats into 2 parts. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. And so now we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. What you can do is go back to all of your quarter note beats and then just write the word and in between each of them, the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4, and then put a hi-hat in on those, and then they will miraculously become eighth note beats from the quarter note beats that you had. So we're just cramming in one extra, we're going to say the word syllable, one extra little tiny beat in between each of the numbers. So now we have something that looks like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now we have a whole new world of possibilities, because now this one measure is has the same number of pulses in it as our 2 measure beat did before. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which had a total of 8 pulses. Now we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a single measure now has 8 pulses in it. So now we can get really crazy with this stuff. All the same rules apply as our quarter note beats, except now we're just not as frantic in our counting. We're not counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We can just lay back and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and still do a whole bunch of stuff in between. So some of the most common eighth note rock beats would be this one here. This is, I think, the first rock beat that we did, the first quarter note rock beat that we did, but it has all of the ands in there as well. So it's the one we played just a second ago. So this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. As always, make sure you're practicing with your metronome. Make sure you're counting this out loud, and that might be the hardest part of this lesson, is just getting used to counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you've been used to counting 1, 2, 3, 4 before. Let me show you a couple other options though, and then of course you're going to be free to make up your own. Here we could go 2. These are just some of the most popular ones. These are not the right ones. The ones that you come up with, the ones that you enjoy, those are the right ones. But this would be another one right here that's pretty popular. It's in a lot of songs. It would go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's either like the first most popular or the second most popular rock beat probably that is out there. And then if we take this exact same one and we just throw in another kick afterwards, then we would end up with something like this right here. So this one is going to have that last kick on the and of 4 there. So it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the extra little beat in there, that and. So looping it back around, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and as always, like all of the same rules from all those quarter note beats still apply in all of the eighth note beat things. So taking the hi-hats out, that's going to make things a little more difficult. Putting anything, a snare, a kick, anything on an and taking it off of the main pulses, the 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to make the whole thing feel a little bit more difficult. Let me show you one of those real quick. So this is kind of like what we did. I think we did this in the quarter note beat lesson. So if we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this one right here would be super tricky because now we've got the hi-hats only on the ands. So we got an and right there, we got an and right there, we got an and right there, and then we've got a lone kick right there. So this one's gonna be super funky. This would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So things get pretty crazy when you take anything off of the main pulses and you put things on the ands. But yeah, go explore, mess up, have fun. You can try the ones that I've suggested here. You can try your own, but send me your video submissions and then we'll try to apply those to real songs too, because that's the goal of all of this, is to be able to take some really cool beat and then use it in the real world on a real song. So go explore, mess up, have fun, rock on.